We have breaking news just out of the White House. The president has called off that historic summit with Kim Jong Un after new ultimatums and threats from North Korea overnight.
Kristen Welker standing by for us at the White House with more on this. Kristen, what more do we know about precisely why the president canceled this meeting?
Hi, Savannah and Craig. This is a truly stunning development, and we're getting this news from a statement that we just got from the communications department here at the White House. This is from President Trump to Kim Jong Un. I'm going to read you part of that statement now. It reads, "We were informed that the meeting was requested by North Korea, but that is totally irrelevant. I very much am looking forward to being there with you. Sadly, based on the tremendous anger and open hostility displayed in your most recent statement, I feel it is inappropriate at this time to have this long-planned meeting." Now, the letter also states, "You talk about your nuclear capabilities, but ours are so massive and powerful that I pray to God they will never, ever have to be used." Now, it seemed like things were moving forward about 2 weeks ago when those American detainees were released from North Korea, but then tensions began to mount. That's when North Korea threatened to pull out of the summit in the wake of those joint pre-planned military exercises between the U.S. and South Korea. And then overnight, one of Kim's closest advisors calling Vice President Mike Pence a, quote, political dummy for appearing to threaten regime change if North Korea didn't make a deal to fully denuclearize. Now, by the way, Pence's comments reminiscent of similar comments made by National Security Advisor John Bolton that really roiled North Korea. So the administration making this stunning announcement that they will pull out of that planned summit that was set for next month between President Trump and Kim Jong Un. Important to note, though, the president does leave the door open just a tiny bit, saying that if things can be resolved, perhaps the summit could take place in the future. But he ends that letter saying, quote, "This missed opportunity is a truly sad moment in history." Savannah and Craig.
Kristen, I mean, is there more than meets the eye here? Because we've seen this kind of name-calling going back between the two leaders, North Korea and President Trump, for months and months and months, and yet the summit was organized and was going to happen. Was the president souring on it behind the scenes? Were they starting to think maybe they weren't going to get what they were hoping to get out of it? Is this a face-saving thing?
I think that's the exactly right way to look at it, Savannah. Remember the terms of this summit. The administration, President Trump, had called for North Korea to completely denuclearize. That is what they wanted to come out of these talks. And then Kim Jong Un backtracked on that term. You heard President Trump in recent days, when asked about denuclearization, did he want to see full immediate denuclearization, as early as an interview that aired this morning on Fox News, saying, well, perhaps realistically it can't happen immediately. Perhaps it would need to be phased in over time. I think that the president himself had deep concerns that ultimately he would walk away from these negotiations not getting what the United States was demanding out of them, looking like he had the weaker hand to play, frankly. And we're also told that he was, frankly, caught off guard by some of these last-minute threats by Kim Jong Un. So this is certainly a stunning turn of events. Remember, President Trump had already, to some extent, started taking a victory lap, musing about the fact that others were talking about the possibility of him getting the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, all of that, Savannah, has reversed in this truly stunning development today from the White House.
A few moments ago, Kristen, we heard from Florida Senator Marco Rubio applauding this decision to back out of the talks in Singapore, saying it was 100% the right thing to do. I know this is news that's just breaking. Any other response coming from the Hill just yet?
No response yet beyond what you just mentioned, Craig, but I can tell you I've been speaking with lawmakers in recent days as we've been tracking these very fast-moving developments, and they all had a very similar message, Democrats and Republicans. They wanted this summit to move forward, but only if the United States got out of the summit what it was demanding. Again, that call for complete denuclearization. When it seemed as though that was not going to be the case, I can tell you that based on conversations with sources over the past 24 hours, increasingly it seemed like the summit was jeopardized, and now we have the realization that the stakes were just too high and the United States not confident enough to move forward with this summit. Craig and Savannah.
Kristen Welker with the breaking news out of the White House that June 12th summit, it would have been extraordinary. The North Korean leader and the American president meeting, sitting down face to face. It's not going to happen. And so this problem that has bedeviled many presidents before President Trump continues. We'll continue to follow it, of course.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.